Hi, this is Ryan Hoff with your AIC Legislative Minute for February 16th, 2024, brought to you by our friends at Baker Tilly. The legislature has reconvened for a final dash to the sine die deadline. While the legislature must end by March 15th, all signs point to a much earlier conclusion. This has created a renewed focus on getting committees in motion, bills heard on loads of important issues, and agreements on final versions of legislation wrapped up. In Senate Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee this week, the three main fiscal bills passed by the House were all heard. These cover significant property tax and local income tax matters, as well as the always important DLGF agency bill. Significant testimony was heard on behalf of local government, including AIC's concern over limits on excess levy appeals and artificially lowered assessment of excess residential acreage that are included in House Bill 1120. On the positive side, AIC was able to support sections of House Bill 1121, which increased local income tax options for funding of jails and county hospitals. In the Senate Local Government Committee, the panel heard testimony on House Bill 1320 related to unsafe building code and zoning for manufactured homes. Also heard was House Bill 1158, which is the legislation on county contracting. An amendment was adopted to streamline the language that we have discussed, but also added in language related to county attorneys, which AIC will be reviewing and discussing with our membership. We will continue to ask that the duties of each office be respected in the contracting process as we iron out the final version of this bill. While heard and amended by the committee, neither of these bills received a vote this week. Likely, both will be back in Senate Local Government Committee next week for a vote. Speaking of next week, there will certainly be continued action on these and other bills. Senate Bill 150 on cybersecurity requirements for local government will be heard in House Committee on Government and Regulatory Reform. Senate Bill 159 on annexation reform will be heard in House Local Government Committee, and House Bill 1265 dealing with election matters will be heard for a second time in House Elections Committee. We are still on the lookout for important bills to be scheduled for committee hearings, including House Bill 1338 on public meeting decorum and Senate Bill 170, which would improve poll worker protections. While session may be ending soon, there continues to be several issues up in the air. Keep providing feedback to your legislators on these and other matters, and if you hear bits of information on any bills of county interest, be sure to pass those along to your legislative team here at AIC. Have a great weekend. This has been your AIC Legislative Minute, brought to you by Baker Tilly.